Okay, and the recording is going to start right about...
You're listening to eLearnChat, where talk is knowledge.
Hello and welcome to eLearnChat, our new podcast featuring prominent leaders, shakers and movers in the e-learning and training industry. Your co-hosts are Rick Zanotti and Terrence Wing.
And hello, everyone, and excuse me. We've had a fun morning. We had some technical issues, but this is eLearnChat, episode number 35, I think?
30s.
Yeah, wow.
It's probably the wrong episode number, but we'll get it right when we publish.
35 or 36, definitely up there in the high 30s.
So anyway, with us today, you see Shea from Izzui. Well, actually,
Quick Lessons and Izzui.
Quick Lessons and Izzui. Hi, Ann. How you doing today?
Hi, Terrence. Hi, Rick. Well, I should say hi, Rick, and then hi, Terrence. It's great to be with you both. And Rick, thank you for straightening out who's who. My name is Ann Shea, and it is a real pleasure to be here on eLearnChat. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. You know, I think I met Ann at, it must have been a conference somewhere, Ann. I'm not sure which one.
ASTD, I'm pretty sure.
Was it the ASTD? Was it ICE or was it Tech Knowledge?
No, I didn't go to Tech Knowledge, so unless I was there in sleepwalking, it was ASTD ICE, and I attended one of your sessions, and I was one of those, ooh, let me add this, ooh, me, and you were very charming, and so was the whole audience was enthralled by what you had to say, and you came by our booth sometimes later, and it was a pleasure, and of course, in my exuberant style that we do in Miami, I don't think I gave you the one cheek kiss, but I did give you a hug because I just felt so appreciative of getting to know you. And
well,
Rick,
I appreciate hugs. No problem.
Well, we'll give you another one at DevLearn.
Great. So you are the one of many things, but definitely a communication director over at Quick Lessons, and we had Alfredo Leon over on the show maybe 2 or 3 shows ago as well. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do over at Quick Lessons?
Well, we're a lean, mean organization. Actually, we're lean, but we're not mean. We're very, very friendly, as in socially friendly. Social media is a large part of what I do. I am kind of the communications hub. We have a parent company, Afero, which is a learning company that is very large in Brazil. And Quick Lessons is a subsidiary of Afero. And Quick Lessons has created from their content authoring platform an easy interface called Izzui. And what I do is between Quick Lessons, which is the concern that I concern myself with, and Izzui, that I help get the message out about what we are and what we do and what you can do with us with the platforms. And that can be social media, it can be old-fashioned messaging, like I guess email could be considered old-fashioned, but is very relevant. And trade shows. We will be at DevLearn, and you can see the Izzui application online there. And, of course, Quick Lessons, too. And we also have a blog, which is quicklessons.com / and I guess that's / Terrence?
Yep.
Blog. And we also are very active on Twitter. And it's just Quick Lessons. You can find us on Twitter very easily. And, of course, we've got a Facebook presence, as Izzui is very much all about Facebook, which is such a vibrant platform. You just have to listen to Mari Smith, the previous 2 interviews back here on eLearnChat to get to know how, if you have been hiding under a rock, or as they say in Uruguay, where I've been in a mayo jar, Quick Lessons is, Facebook is totally pervasive in our society. So
it is. Yep.
Yeah, I do a lot of messaging, and as of course we all agree now that messaging is not just blah blah blah, listen to us, but really let's listen to you and find out what your needs are and what your concerns are and what you need. And what we're going to talk about today is Izzui, not so much me, but Izzui and why people like it so much.
Yeah.
and
So
how they're using it.
why don't you tell us a little bit about what is Izzui, and that's Izzui, and Rick has that
It
next to
is
your name.
spelled that way.
Now, you brought a
Yes.
little presentation with you. Do we want to show that right now?
There are some screen captures. You could, yeah, I put them in a PowerPoint because
Yep.
I'm not an instructional designer, and uh, Connie, Connie Malamud, who was on your show before, would cringe probably at how I slapped this together. I just put some screenshots in, and I don't know if I can see them on my screen.
Let's see. Can you see it
because
now? I got the first one up.
Oh, okay, I saw that quickly. That just is a hub and spokes that shows, I think, and I don't see it, but speaking from memory, it just shows the interaction of, let me see if I can, well, it's pretty self-explanatory. Whoops, there it goes again.
This is the one with the 5 circles with the 6 circle in the middle.
Right, and I can just talk to a little bit. You can leave that on screen for a minute, and people can look at it while they're digesting what I say ambiently, because it's just pretty self-explanatory. But basically, what we wanted to talk about is how people interface, and you have different user groups, and certainly. Facebook is, I think, more to the point than this slide particularly, is just how pervasive Facebook is. And I think I want to talk a little bit about that with our audience, because really Izzui came out of a user demand, and it follows actually the user demand that drove quick lessons. And if I can back up to that, you did have Alfredo Leoni, our managing director at Quick Lessons, on an earlier show, and he spoke a little bit about Quick Lessons. And just so I can explain what Quick Lessons is or how it came about, actually Quick Lessons was designed in-house at Affero, and since Affero is a learning company that provides solutions for its client base, what happened is the instructional designers came up with a tool that was then named Quick Lessons, because it is just basically that, very quick, and a way to transport lessons or educational content. And so then the clients decided that they enjoyed, they saw, I guess, how that with Quick Lessons you could utilize the platform, and forgive me for using the word utilize, because that's a 50-cent word for the word use, how they could use this interface to generate Flash content without having to themselves know how to program Flash or be an instructional designer. And it's very, very easy to use. So, but then the next step from that was, once Quick Lessons was created and we started allowing our clients, or Affero's clients, to use it in-house as a standalone product with very little training need to get up and running using it, we saw that Facebook was an obvious place to allow people to post content to, because as I saw, and we've also seen probably in a lot of webinars, like from Brandon Hall, people are very unhappy sometimes with LMSs and places to post content. And since there is such a mass embracing of Facebook, and no, it's not a phenomenon that people were like, maybe, sorry MySpace, but that people embraced for a while and then got tired of using. Facebook is part of our culture, and it's a communication channel, and it's sort of like a neighborhood coffee shop that people go to be connected. And since people are going to Facebook basically almost daily and spending at least an average of half an hour on the site per login, whether that's one login per day or scattered throughout the day, Facebook is a very common sense place for people to share knowledge in. Mm-hmm. So,
and I'm on your Facebook page right now on the from the PowerPoint.
Oh, okay. The Facebook page, okay, and okay, that's my Facebook page. It is, and although you're not going to be able to drill down and spy on all my friends and find out my photos from my trip to New York, which was pretty darn fun. But carriage horses, et cetera, et cetera. But it's an Izzui. That's where I have Izzui, the application installed, and what
Yeah. It
yeah.
it almost sounds
Go
like
ahead.
you're in a construction zone over there. Is that feedback we're getting, or is that
No,
something
you're actually
happening
getting
back?
that from, for some odd reason, they are demolishing my neighbor's driveway, I think. Because I hear
Oh,
a
okay.
lot of noise all of a sudden that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's
Just
Poor
It's
neighbors. I
joyful,
hope they ask for that.
Just
you know.
joyful.
So you guys decided Izzui is kind of a new venture for the company, right? Within what, maybe about a year now? Has it been out, or has it been
No,
out longer than a year?
it's been out a little longer.
Oh, okay.
It's I think it's been out just as sort of a
Beta?
proprietary. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, okay, now I'm looking at my own screens that I sent you and not online. And what happened was the Zui was launched officially to the public. Yes, it was less than a year ago at ASTD ICE in May. And at that time, it already had 400 users, because it's an interesting thing about Facebook, and this is, or excuse me, Izzui on Facebook, and this is why we know that it is very well liked, not necessarily in the sense of Facebook likes, but in true likes and true adaptation to the platform, is that it's grown organically, essentially, and that's people sharing it and deciding they truly do enjoy it, and not just do a Facebook like, but come back and not only view content on Izzui through Facebook, but have learned to create content with the Quick Lessons platform. And so from 6 months ago, since 6 months ago in May, we did an official launch, but not really hard driving, because that's not our style. We tend to like to let people know what we have available and share it with them, and then invite them to try it and embrace it if they enjoy it. But it has grown from that 400 base to 1,700 in just 6 months. And that's really, like I say, organic growth, or not quite viral growth, but it's really gone through. There is a function in Quick Lesson in Izzui on Facebook to like and share and rate courses. So that's really pretty phenomenal growth when you think about it, that it's without real marketing efforts. And the other thing to know is that when you put this in perspective, we have people using new apps all the time, and this is not a game. This is not just something where you fritter away and buy corn shucks or sheep or whatever, Farmville. Not to knock that. I'm sure that has its redeeming qualities as diversion, but this has the potential to really share important information or practical information, as well as entertaining information. And we discovered that when we were doing some research for a previous webinar on social media, that in Facebook, the average user may like a page, but only 10% of them, once they've liked a page, actually return to that same page. And what's telling about Izzui is that of the 1,700 users that are using Izzui, at least 100 return to it on a very frequent basis during the month. 100 users per month, which is it's really, these are our core users. And this is pretty interesting, because Facebook has a lot of applications, and this is returning users who enjoy interacting and absorbing information on the courses or the content there. And also, it's a little statistic to put this more into perspective too, is that people on a daily basis, they're installing 20 million applications per day. So that's a lot of noise to compete with.
Sure, it is.
Yeah.
Now, so Izzui is it's not the authoring tool, because you're actually integrating Quick Lessons as the authoring tool and using Izzui as sort of the community or the app that helps you build a community on Facebook. Am I getting that right?
Yeah, you've got that right, Terrence. Izzui is sort of the Facebook interface, and it has its own structure, as many applications do. But the platform, if you wanted to create a course, would be in quick lessons. And it's really one of the beauties of Izzui's is that it really is with no hidden agendas. It's really a free tool, and it really allows you to use quick lessons to create very quickly any kind of content. And what's an exciting thing is, I know we have educators and trainers who listen to this show, but as your audience sometimes is broader than that, like, for example, Maury Smith's potential audience is people who market on Facebook. You could really put any content into Izzui and share it. And we do actually have a feature that, another beauty, as we said, it's free to use, free to view almost any course. If I don't know if we have on screen the screenshot of share what you know with my account. We can go back to that. There's
Yes, I've got it right there.
You see that those say free by them, and those are rated. Those are the most popular courses. Those are all free content too, with really just minimal interface to pull up and use. But you can also, if you'd like, you could create content for selling through the Facebook platform. And this is done through PayPal, and it's something that we offer to Izzui users. And again, it's not going to cost you anything to create the course, and just there's a nominal service fee or retainer that passes through to quick lessons for any courses that are actually sold. But
Sure.
but the paradigm is to keep it all affordable and to share content in a way that on a platform that people are already familiar with, as opposed to something like an LMS that is, I don't even want to go there. That's what it is.
Sure. Well, I saw, and looking at the Izzui site, I saw one course was in there, and it was like 99 cents for the course. So it sounds
Right.
like you're almost looking at the courses as apps themselves in the pricing structure of it.
Right.
So I'm not
And-
going to go on there and see a $500 course.
No, you won't. And it'd be hard to justify any $500 course, excuse me, for people who have coaching paradigms where they're trying to sell some multi-level thing. But I think,
And it's modular too, right? So
Yes,
you're selling each module for 99 cents or something like that.
right. Well, it could be modular, or it could be a contained course, and I don't think there are any limits into the length of the course. Most of the courses, because we notice that people, and it's human nature, people have limited attention spans and time constrictions, that if it could be modular, and that would probably be the best way to do it, as in, solid instructional design, you break things down. So, and certainly that way of approaching things, if you had a series of 3 courses or 5 courses, it would ensure that if you allowed people to purchase them individually, that they were purchasing they had sampled one and they enjoyed it and they wanted to move on to the next step.
So if I have a concept, I want to develop it, and share it with the world, I can go to Izzui and sign up on the app. Then I can go to compose my own courses, and that will take me to quick lessons, right? And
It will within it'll just take you seamlessly,
Mhm.
right?
And Quick Lessons has a free version, so there's really no excuse for anybody not to use the platform, other than if you don't have the time to do it. But if you're trying to develop learning, then the financial constraints are kind of eliminated with your system.
They really are, and as we do see that people are so accepting of Facebook as an application. Now I know. People may be a little skeptical. It's not for really proprietary information, but
Sure.
Certainly if you want to reach a broad audience and a young audience, or an audience who's plugged in. But the other thing is that you may not realize that 40% of Facebook users are over the age 35, so we're not really talking about any set demographics.
Mhm.
And it's because the Quick Lessons platform is all online. And there's no software that you need to install. It's very easy. It's not cumbersome, like you have to have a license or download it to your laptop or your PC and use it and then reinstall it. And
Sure.
when you then you publish the course, you will publish with the options whether you want to make it open access to everyone or a limited course that you would charge for. And that could be one way to control the privacy of it.
Now, how about as a person that has no interest in actually sharing their content, but they want to sort of use it as a source to go back to and kind of their YouTube of Facebook, and go on there to find the courses that are going to help them in whatever development they're looking for. How simple is it for me to go in and find a course? How robust is the catalog of courses?
Well, the catalog of courses, it's basically been driven by people who just feel like they want to share information, and it's growing on a weekly or monthly, even maybe daily basis. And we hope certainly after DevLearn, more people will be motivated to try it out and use it and put a test course. It would be a great way for a designer to showcase their knowledge, or if they weren't locked into, if they were looking for new opportunities, it's a great way, like you have a virtual resume, to put something out there to show your creativity. There is a search feature that you can plug in, and it is pretty much, you need to know the search terms you can look for. But one of the best ways is if you go to the slide that says just the menu at the top that shows my account, home, courses, and friends. Any of those slides captures, screen captures. The home will be the best way to search for courses. You just keep going to home, and you can search for best rated, or I really do encourage people to page through existing courses, and you will find quite a few courses in Portuguese, since that's Brazil is where the parent company is, and so many of the people who have really just, as to use a funny term, cotton to it, have come from. But you can look through the best rated and most popular, and there's some excellent courses. A really good one, there is a course in Portuguese on Moodle, which is one of the highest ranking courses with I mean, you see it's a five-star course, and you wouldn't have to know Portuguese to look at the screenshots, but it has nearly 200 subscribers. And there are also very entertaining and informative courses that have been created. There's one on Frida Kahlo that I recommend highly, that's really very informative about the painter's life, painter-artist, I should say, because I believe she was even a poet, as well as just really a phenomenal mover and shaker in Mexico and internationally, even with the repercussions. But you see how rich media content like images can be placed in there, and text, and you can also use things like the built-in quizzes and other options that Quick Lessons has. Another good, a really solid course to look at, and that's both. I really enjoy it because the author put his own voice into it, which I think gives it a special flavor instead of trying to be dry and purely instructional. But he speaks colloquially, and that's Bruno, who's one of our instructional designers, has a course that's on how to do a basic animation flow. And I highly recommend that course as something to look at to see how you can use the platform.
Now, when I'm inside these courses, are they media rich, or are we just looking at basically, static slides?
They are media rich. You have animated characters that people really enjoy using to sort of project, not to hide behind, but to use as a spokesperson for their own voice that can be animated in a slew of characters. Of course, the full license versions of Quick Lessons have even more enhancements and another set of new characters that we built for that level of license. But for the free version, you do have access to these characters that you can speak through, and you can animate sort of to point out or direct the viewer's attention to the content on the screen. And you do have also like the quiz functions and a lot of other. You can put really beautiful images. You can put rich media of all types in there. You can put sound in there. Or we have one video that's, I think it's the one on how to use Izzui. It may be in Portuguese, but it's really fascinating because the author of it, and it's a highly rated one, or it's a very interesting one. It does show, it does have rap music as the background music, so you can really use this platform to make the courses your own.
Portuguese rap music or American rap music?
No, it's American. I think we've really got. I wouldn't say the corner on the rap music here, but I think we have a special flavor of rap music that transcends all takers. If you're into rap music, I enjoyed it, even though it's not my genre of choice. So I enjoyed the freedom of expression.
I think it's one of our more dubious exports, but that's me.
Oh, come on,
Yeah,
come on.
well,
I grew up with that stuff. I was.
Did you, Terrence?
Yeah. I was.
But
Back,
can you rap?
you remember Run DMC and
Yes.
well, LL Cool J. I mean, he's in everything now. I grew up in the neighborhood they grew up with, and grew up in, and we would see each other at parties and
Wow.
and events. So it's kind of weird to see the direction that their passion has taken them. Versus the direction my passions have taken me. But yeah, I grew up with a lot of those early rappers. The new ones I have no relationship with whatsoever.
So you actually made a wrong turn because they're all multi-billionaires.
I know,
but-
right? Well, they never invited me on their train, so
You haven't invited them on eLearnChat, have you?
No, I
hear-
don't think they'd come, but we'll see. You never know until you ask.
I hear
So-
Bill Gates is coming up soon.
Bill Gates,
I thought that was
we told Bill we were busy.
Oh, okay.
So now, if I have existing content that's authored in another tool, I can't use it in Izzui though, right? It has to be a quick lesson.
You can pull in things like if you had PowerPoint images or something, you'd be able to take the content and put them. If there was a full Flash already built program, you wouldn't be able to re-engineer it that way. But if you have music files, if you have images, I'm not sure about the video, but we will be at DevLearn, and for many of the people who are on the call or the show and people who listen to it afterwards, I hope they will come by our booth. We're at booth 318, and you're going to have one of the developers, really, Maria Flavia, who we know as Flay, which she's a rock star in her own right. I hope that you will come by and see her really pointing out the rich media and all the richness in other ways that Izzui has and Quick Lessons has, because I only can do lip service to it as
Sure.
she is really the person that can speak really intelligently about an instructional designer's concerns or issues or desires and future renditions. We have been going through a series of upgrades, and the platform gets better and better to use as the developers make it more user-friendly, put enhanced features like new character sets. We have this new library of characters, and just make it more intuitive with each version that gets published.
Well, that's great. So we're coming up on the end of this segment. But is there, besides DevLearn, is there anything else that's going on that you'd like to tell us about and promote for us, or promote to us?
At DevLearn, you needn't be present to win. We say we're going to have, in combination with the Vegas theme, we're going to have some fun things that we're going to make people winners. I mean, you're already a winner if you got there. But Alfredo Leone, our managing director, will be presenting on social media for eLearning, and it's going to be a very interesting session that I have been grateful to help develop material for, and we're going to talk about not only Facebook. It's not about Izzui, it's about the platforms Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and of course eLearnChat is in there, and all these beautiful developments that are happening where we can communicate so rapidly, so quickly. We're going to speak a little bit about Google Plus, the newcomer on the scene. So that should be a session that we hope people will enjoy in person there.
That session's when?
I think it's the 3rd, but don't quote me. I can. I do invite people if they have questions that I haven't answered to get back to me via email. I can be reached at ann.shea, my last name Shea, Shea, at quicklessons.com. I'm also on LinkedIn, or maybe you can. I don't know if there's a way people can message on comments. I guess people can on comments after the seminar. But it is available. The courses the sessions are all available on the DevLearn website. And we will also, in keeping with how people share content these days, because we believe that everybody should have the opportunity to learn from these sessions, we generally do publish at SlideShare. So the content will be available after DevLearn on SlideShare.
Great. Well, thanks so much. I'm excited for you guys with Izzui and Quick Lessons. It's a great product, but it's also a great service that you're providing, because this really does take away the biggest obstacle that many people have with developing e-learning, and that's cost. Now you still have to put the time in to develop the course, but having access to a free version, which even the features that you are giving away for free still give a user the opportunity to develop a robust training program, provided that they have sound instructional design going into the training program. So thank you for putting a service like this out there.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
So we're going to, please feel free to stay with us, Ann. We're just going to do about 2 minutes of what's happening in the news, and Rick is going to run that for us.
Yeah, so let's go to the news right now. The first one is DevLearn, obviously next week, November 2nd through 4th. DevLearn in Las Vegas. If you're not going there, you're missing out on some good fun, and not to mention some good knowledge, too. But that will be next week. Unfortunately, I can't make it. You'll be there, Terrence.
I will. I have a session on Friday morning at 8:30.
Friday at 8:30?
Yeah.
What's the session on?
It's on Facebook. FAD, or Powerful Learning Engine.
Sounds good. Okay, next in the news. Well, Articulate again won for 7 consecutive years Best of eLearning Award. And that was for Articulate Studio 09, as well as Articulate Presenter and Articulate Quizmaker. So they won some pretty good awards on that one.
Great.
And 7 years in a row, that's a pretty good record to beat.
Yeah, definitely. Now, for everybody that's watching this episode too, tweet or email the guys over there, and well, there's more than just guys, but the people over there at Articulate, and say, eLearnChat has been on the air for a year, and why do you keep turning down their invitations to come on the show?
And we try. We do try.
We do try. They just will not. We've had Captivate on. In fact, for every rejection we get from Articulate, I think we're going to have Captivate on again.
And then Lynda.com has just been ranked as number 12 in the Inc. 5000 list. In particular, they were number 12 in education technology companies, which is actually a pretty good list to be on. They are, in a bad economy, growing really well. So this is a kudos to them. They're doing a great job, and a great place to get learning on all of these tools, like Adobe, Photoshop, Flash, you name it. They've got just about everything in the world on there right now, and it's just a great site. And the last one isn't really e-learning related directly, but I thought it'd be interesting because there are a lot of new phones coming out in about a week or two. Verizon is releasing the Droid Razr, which brings back the Razr from the old days, but this is a brand new Razr, 4.3-inch screen. And then you've got the Galaxy Nexus from Samsung. That's a 4.65-inch screen. That's a large screen. And the only reason I put this up here is these are good possible e-learning phones. You can run videos on them. You can run Flash. You can do all sorts of stuff. And They're about, I think, $299 with a 2-year plan. But the nice thing about them is that they're large, good battery life, and can run any kind of medium. So thought I'd throw them in there as kind of exciting new developments in the phone world. And that's it on the news. And by the way, I have no audio effects today because somehow when the show got messed up, it also messed up the audio link. So that is not there. And you got spared all the special effects.
Oh dear. Well, you can dub them in after, I suppose.
Yeah.
But
well, we could stand there and kind of go bang.
I want the harps that I had on my quick lessons course. It was beautiful miracle sound.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we just got some personal ones made on the spot. I heard Terrence chiming in a little bit. Did I? No.
No, I don't think I was making any sound effects.
Oh, okay, I did. I did it under my breath, but I think you guys were spared that too.
Well, thanks so much for being on the show, Ann. We really appreciate it. We're looking forward to well, unfortunately Rick won't be with us, but I will be at DevLearn, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again and heading over to your booth to learn a little bit more about Izzui. And I'll also be sure to mention it in my presentation too.
Oh, well, thank you.
And I'll send you a virtual hug through Terrence.
Oh, I appreciate it. Well, I'll send one back through him. He'll just have to be the conduit.
Yep. Terrence likes hugs.
I do.
He's Huggy Bear.
So check out Ann's Twitter account at Annie in the Sun, and she's quite active there. So if you haven't gotten enough of her here, which I can't imagine anybody getting too much of Ann, follow her on Twitter to get some more of her musings. Thanks again, Ann, for being on the show.
On social media, on there, and occasional inspirational blip, and just general things, tools that people can use, some things for marketing, and then also we have the Quick Lessons Twitter stream, which I maintain, which you can find, and I also have a pseudonym lurking under a nom de plume of Learnophile, but that's a Twitter account that I just do an occasional thing. So Learnophile with the Phile.
Sounds good. And who's on the show next week, Terrence?
Next week we're dark because we're at DevLearn.
Oh, I thought we were filming at DevLearn, or at least trying to do something from DevLearn.
Well, you're not coming, so I don't think we can.
Maybe we can do something remote. Maybe we can try what we did during Learning Solutions.
Well, stay tuned. You and I will have to talk a little bit.
We'll see if we can do something.
I know Terrence will have a camera in hand. He'll bring back something. It may not be eLearnChat, but it will be definitely some good video there, and with the great effects. His last piece from ASTD was marvelous, very entertaining, and very informative.
Well, thanks for saying that.
It's true.
Well, and thanks everybody for joining us for this episode of eLearnChat. Don't be sure to get on Facebook to check out the Izzui app, and also go to quicklessons.com to check out that authoring tool.
Sounds great. And for everybody in the chat room, thanks for being here. And for all of those who are watching the video later, please subscribe. We will see you next week. Well, actually, we'll see you either next week or in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Have a good one, everybody. Thanks a lot. Thanks,
Ann.
Ann.
Have a great day. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Take care, everybody.